Here at Ikelite, we are always looking to improve the product line and the fit and function of gear sleeves and how they interface with the drive gear of the housing. For example, we have the 16-35 F4, which the gear sleeve was recently redesigned for. It went from having a two-step operation where you had a clamp and an interfacing gear sleeve. To make that a little bit more intuitive, we switched it over to a friction fit gear sleeve that is just a single piece by itself. And also you'll notice that, which we've always had, if you look at the 16-35 F4, you will have noticed that there is a very prominent white lettering on the front here. And we do make an anti-reflection ring for this lens specifically. Highly recommend that, because otherwise you're going to end up noticing those things reflecting and you'll see these white letters in your images or video. So let's go ahead and get this installed with this new gear sleeve. Let me show you how to do that. Over here, I already have a camera installed in the housing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the retaining ring from the housing. That is what held in the cover when you first got the housing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the body cap off of the camera, keep that. All I need to do is take this gear sleeve and I'm going to drop it down into the opening. Okay. And then you'll notice when I put this on, in the gear sleeve there are two notches, and in the retaining ring there are two notches. And those two notches correspond to the retaining ring tool, which has two posts that correspond to that. And because of the length of this particular gear sleeve, you need to align this tool into those notches. So what we'll do is we'll take the retaining ring and we'll drop it down around there. And then what I'm going to do is just take the drive gear, and you'll notice that the tool falls right into those notches. And then all I got to do is line up the retaining ring with the tool and then just drive my gear, and you'll notice that I'm able to tighten the retaining ring, which is going to hold the gear sleeve in place. Keep that with my parts here. Now, if we look down into the hole, you're going to see a white dot on the camera body, just like you would outside of the housing. And of course, a white dot on the lens itself. And what you're going to do is roughly line up those white dots when you go put the lens in. And because it's a friction fit that's going to interface with this gear sleeve, you'll feel a little resistance. And then once we line up the white dots, press it down in past that resistance until you feel it hit the camera body. And then simply what you're going to do is bayonet it onto the body itself. Once you get the lens bayoneted onto the camera body, then driving the drive gear from the left-hand side of the housing is going to change your focal length. From there, simply attach the port like you normally would per the instructions, and you're ready to get in the water with the 16-35 F4.